Before I begin the installation, I wanted to acknowledge Sandy Horowitz, who is one of the composers of There's a Place, a song that we have started to sing almost every week. So Sandy, please welcome and stand up. You know how we love this song. So I think I need you up here, otherwise I'm going to be doing this. As the Rabbi of the Society for Humanistic Judaism, I am honored to be here, and as Rabbi Jeffrey L. Falick's colleague and friend, thrilled to install him as the Rabbi of the Birmingham Temple. Jeff it's with heartfelt joy and great privilege that I stand with you today. I'm so grateful to be your colleague, your mentor, your congregant, and dearest of friends. I am so lucky. We are so lucky and appreciative that you are the Rabbi of the Birmingham Temple. I cannot fathom a better match in this time and place. From the moment I met you, I was drawn to your warmth and your openness, your responsiveness to me personally, your excitement at finding humanistic Judaism, your genuine eagerness to participate and contribute to the movement, and your unparalleled and delicious sense of humor. Many people know that we first met at the 2009 colloquium. With each successive contact and meeting, I became more attached to you and more impressed by your many talents. In these few short years, you've become a member, the vice president, and now president of the Association of Humanistic Rabbis. You joined the board of the Society for Humanistic Judaism and currently serve on its executive committee. And since your arrival in Detroit in July, and I didn't count them, but you created new high holiday services, a collection of new Shabbat services. You've inspired us with your range and breadth of topics, and you've engaged us with your warmth and compassion and your humor. There are many reasons why I believe that you are the right person to be the Rabbi of the Birmingham Temple, so I'm going to share just a few. You are extremely intelligent. See, I added the word extremely. And that intelligence is accompanied by a great knowledge of Judaism, including Jewish texts, history of the Jewish people, Israel, culture, and much more. But more importantly, you have an unending desire, openness to, and unquenchable thirst for more knowledge, which inspires me and others to share in this quest. You love to teach, and you are a very good teacher. Your teaching style is engaging and inclusive. Now, it's wonderful to have passion for things in life. It uplifts us and it energizes us. And you definitely have fire in your belly for humanistic Judaism. And yours is the fervor of a new convert. I believe that every generation needs someone with the enthusiasm that comes with discovery. And the Birmingham Temple, as well as the entire movement, benefits from it. Your zeal also allows you to be a little more outspoken than those of us who grew into the second generation of humanistic Judaism. Just a little more daring. You have a commitment to truth, as we have repeatedly said to one another, truth matters. And with a commitment to pursue and discover truth, learning never ends. We know something is true when we have the evidence to support our claim. But inherent in a commitment to truth is humbleness. It's the humbleness of knowing that new evidence may appear at any moment that will challenge what we believe. Being committed to the truth gives us confidence to say, I don't know. And frankly, people who are willing to say, I don't know, are simply nicer to be around. You told me many times that after your dedication to the philosophy of humanistic Judaism, you wanted to serve the Birmingham Temple because you care about people, and you wanted to incorporate that concern into your daily professional life. Many of us have already experienced your empathy and compassion, your genuine attentiveness, and your desire to relieve suffering and pain with your kind words and your presence. You have already provided and will continue to provide much comfort to those in pain or who are grieving in this community and beyond it. By now, you know that authenticity is a quality that I hold in the highest esteem. I appreciate knowing that I don't have to dig through many layers before I get to the real person, before I get to the real Jeff. Jeff, you've worked hard to establish your authenticity. Authenticity is a challenging quality for a rabbi because we always walk that fine line between being open and available and revealing too much about ourselves. I vote for authenticity over guardedness every time, and ultimately, it makes you a better rabbi. This is a powerfully singular moment in the life of the Birmingham Temple. To celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Temple and Humanistic Judaism, and to install a new rabbi at the same time is a stunning blend of the past with the future. Just as Humanistic Judaism links us to both the past and the future of the Jewish people, so does this installation. In the recent survey of Birmingham Temple members, more than 90% of those responding said that the most important quality for their rabbi to embody is to be professionally competent, able to communicate, counsel, and empower. The second and third most significant characteristics were empathy and character stability, and Rabbi Falick exemplifies these traits. The relationship between a rabbi and his or her congregation is a delicate one. The congregation and its members entrust themselves and their emotional and their spiritual lives to their rabbi. And the rabbi can only do the job well by being consistently vulnerable, which is pretty scary and takes great courage. I urge all of us to treasure the complex nature of the relationship and treat it with the sensitivity it deserves and needs to thrive. Jeff, your presence gives us hope. Your professionalism and competency, your empathy, and your commitment to the philosophy reassures us about the future of the Birmingham Temple and the secular humanistic Jewish movement. As we enter the next half-century of humanistic Judaism, I'm thrilled to install Jeffrey L. Falick as the rabbi of the Birmingham Temple. First in the history of Birmingham Temple. I would like to invite Larry Logan, the president of the Birmingham Temple, to join us at this time.
This is the President's pledge on behalf of the Birmingham Temple. On this great evening of celebration, we, the members of the Birmingham Temple, founding congregation of Humanistic Judaism, have also assembled to participate in the installation of Jeffrey Falick as Rabbi of our congregation. We understand that ours is a shared responsibility. We are partners in the leadership of our community, jointly committed to preserving its strengths, addressing its challenges, and preserving it for future generations. We also recognize that our mutual responsibility extends beyond our congregation. We are committed to contributing to our wider Jewish community and to the growth of humanistic Judaism. We are united in our desire to contribute to human dignity and flourishing in the world. In this way, we will bring our philosophy to life through our behavior. We members and leaders will strive to be fair and compassionate to each other. As we strive toward acceptance of one another, so too do we strive for self-acceptance. We must be understanding of our own shortcomings and to remember that, volunteers and professionals alike, we are all human and therefore flawed. We will endeavor to avoid being sidetracked by petty concerns, and we will work to ensure that irrational behavior does not threaten the well-being of our community. We further pledge to engage honestly, openly, and respectfully with our temple staff and our fellow congregants alike. On behalf of the Birmingham Temple, Jeff, we want to give you a beautiful photograph of the lovely gift.
I am honored by the trust you have demonstrated by allowing me the great privilege of serving as the Rabbi of the Birmingham Temple as I formally accept my role as a leader in this congregation. I realize that a good part of your hopes and desires for the success of this community have been placed in me. When I was under consideration for this position, I presented a very specific vision of the rabbinate for your consideration. I told you then that my primary goal would be to create connections on your behalf and as your representative. I invoked a traditional Jewish role known as the Shaliach Tzibur. This title typically denotes the person who prays on behalf of the community. I put a humanistic twist on that idea. I do not represent you to a higher power. I represent you to each other and to the community. I am your servant. At the time, I expressed it this way. A healthy community of humanistic Jews must view its rabbi as an extension of its members' own obligations to each other. Any authority that the rabbi possesses derives from the trust and confidence of the members and volunteer leadership. They, not a higher power, authorize the rabbi to serve the community. As a humanist, I do not represent the imperatives of Jewish law or tradition. I have the training and experience that enables me to teach, perform ceremonies, and provide pastoral care. But I do so on your authority. Whether in my capacity as educator, advisor, pastor, or anything else with which you task me, I will strive to communicate the collective interests and concerns of the community, convening and gathering all of you to do so as my partners. With this in mind, I pledge to work hard furthering the goals of this congregation. I may not always do so perfectly, but I do hope that I will never give you cause to question my sincerity or my efforts. Even as our honeymoon period fades, and we become more accustomed to each other, promise to always do my best to earn your trust each and every day. I believe in the absolute necessity of humanistic Judaism. I believe in the crucial place of this congregation in our movement. And I believe in each and every one of you, as I hope that you will believe in me. I would like to thank you all for the warm and gracious welcome and support. I have received valuable advice and guidance from many of you, and I hope that you all know that I'm always open to more, even if it involves a critique. I've always labored under the assumption that professional growth is based upon solid self-assessment and the ability to accept constructive criticism. Finally, I want to acknowledge and express my gratitude to our support staff, Mike and Lori, and to my professional partners, Maria, Becca, and Anne-Marie. Over the course of my 24-year career, my relationships with coworkers have been of great significance to me. I was sad to leave my Miami colleagues behind and anxious about forging new relationships here. The embrace that I have received from them has been extraordinary, in keeping with their extraordinary professionalism. I am grateful to be in their company each and every day, and hope that you will always value them as I do. Thank you so very much, and Shabbat Shalom.